Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there today? Hopefully everybody's doing great. Me, I'm doing good. I'm sitting out in the shop today. Got the door open. It's actually not too bad of a day. A little bit chilly, but not too bad. Rained all night, but that's, it's Oregon. Today, what we're going to do, we're not going to be doing any upholstery work today. I have this, well, let me show you what I got here. What I have, this is a Holley 750. It's a 30, you can see that. It's a, let's see. Let me get some light on it here. I don't think you can see it, but it is a Holley 3310-3. So basically it's a 750 double pump, or not, I'm sorry, a 750 vacuum secondary carb. I bought this at a yard sale last summer, paid $10 for it. And it seems to be pretty complete, and it seems to be in good shape. It's been sitting in a barn for no telling how long. It's full of barn dust or barn dirt. But if you look at the bolts on it, I don't think it's really been messed with too much. Like, look at the float adjustment, because those are usually, they usually have screwdriver marks in them. I did take the bowls off of it and look at it. They're pretty clean inside. So I think what I'm going to do, well, the reason for the carburetor is I bought it because it was $10 to start with, and then I am thinking of rebuilding it. I'm going to clean it all up, rebuild it, and I might put it on there. Now that truck has it's a 650 Brawler double pumper. I just don't think that's the right carburetor for this. Being an automatic and the double pumper, yeah, I've never really been happy with it. So I'm thinking that possibly the vacuum secondary carburetor might be a better option. If not, then so be it. Again, I don't know if I'm going to put it on there or not, but I am going to go through it. I'm going to tear it all apart. I'm going to clean everything up. I'd like to try, I think the finish on the carburetor is still good underneath all the crud. I'm hoping it's still got the gold plating on it, or whatever it was they put on. I mean, if you look, I think it'll clean up pretty nice. So, it's just got the electric choke on it. It had this heat riser thing on here that, that was on it, but I don't think I need that, because it is electric choke. Yeah, so anyway, let's just jump into it. I'm going to tear it all apart. I got my ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to put something in there to clean it. I'm going to try some very mild solution on it first. I'm going to try Dawn dishwashing soap and water. and see if I can get it cleaned up with that. I don't know if I can or not, but I want to try to save the finish on it if I can, and I don't want to go too harsh. I know if I use purple power or purple clean or whatever it is, it'll probably take the finish off of it. And I have some simple green. If the Dawn won't cut it, I'll try the simple green. I think that's probably about the most mild as opposed to the dishwashing detergent. But anyway, at any rate, stick around and we will start tearing into this carburetor. All right, so first off, so you know, I'm not a carburetor guy. I absolutely am not. So I'll be taking a lot of pictures of this as it comes apart so I can get it back together. I actually have a kit, a Holley renew kit coming, supposed to be here tomorrow, but at least today maybe I can start getting this cleaned up. So like I said, I've already had the bowls off of it. But if you look at it, like the bolts, you know, those are pretty nice still, which makes me think this carburetor, you know, I'm not sure what year it is. There's a way to tell. The numbers are, well, it's the list is 3310-3, and then there's a 4-digit number underneath that's 0137. If somebody knows, from what I understand, that's a date code. The 0137 is a date code. So if somebody knows, let me know, because I don't. I'm guessing it's from the 90s. But look at the bowl. It's really clean inside. The power valve looks good. It's a 65. One thing I did, and I think I'll be okay. When I took this yesterday, when I took this off, it was really stuck on there hard, and I was tapping on it with a plastic hammer, and it, you know, well, you can see the gaskets, they were really glued on there, and I ended up breaking the little dowels on the back side of it, but I think it'll be all right. If it's not, I'll replace the metering block. Yeah, I'll see when I get the new gaskets for it, make sure. But I don't see any reason, because they were not a tight fit in here, and how they broke, I don't know, but they did. What do? You move on. That's what you do. I think this will be a good carburetor. I really do. If somebody took it apart at some point, they were very careful with it, because usually one of these used carburetors, you'll see screwdriver marks in the bolts. And this one does not have them. You know, it's like, so. I got a feeling somebody bought it, put it on their vehicle, and they didn't like it. And they put Edelbrock on in its place. Plastic float in the secondaries. And I don't have the wrench or the bit for these guys. So I'm going to use a small flathead screwdriver. Hopefully they're not too tight. Oh, they're not tight at all. Yeah, I thought I had a little clutch head screwdriver that would fit that, but apparently I don't. I got a couple of clutch heads bits and screwdrivers, but they're all too big. Oh, that gasket's ripped. All right, so let's turn this around here and we'll start taking the vacuum canister and the choke off of it. A little clip. I need to find something to put my screws in. All right, I got just a little plastic bin here. Put all this stuff in. All right, there's our choke, our electric choke. We'll do the uh-oh. Ah, there it is. This should come in the kit, but just in case. Throw nothing away until you have till everything's put back together. So apparently you can push that in and hold your finger over it. And if it's good, it's coming up a little bit. So I think this is actually a good diaphragm in here. So that's a good thing. I think that's as far as I want to go on this, because I'll pull the whole bottom plate off of it, and I don't think there's any reason to pull any of this stuff apart, because you know our butterflies look pretty good. Let's get our squirter out of there. And apparently there's a needle in there, so no, nothing's really super tight on this thing. We'll get the ultrasonic cleaner powered up, get some cleaning fluid in there. We're going to try the Dawn dishwashing soap and water, and we'll see how it does. Well, let's look at it and see what we got here, guys. Well, it's not perfect, but I don't know if it ever will be. Like this is just kind of stained up to me. The linkage looks good. Let me go spray it off with some carb cleaner and see. All right, so what I got, I tried just the water and the Dawn. That did nothing. So I ended up dumping, because I had it about up to there with the Dawn and water. So I went ahead and topped it off with the Simple Green, and that helped. My water is pretty black right now, or pretty dark. But this base plate is okay. It's not like new or anything, but yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm just a little concerned about some of this stuff as far as losing my color, you know, and I really don't want to do that. Well, let's do this. Let's pull this out. And we will put this, and we got our choke. It's pretty nasty, our electric choke. We'll run that for about 20 minutes. See what we got. We'll be back in 20 minutes. All right, here we are, 20 minutes. Let's see what we got. Well, the choke cleaned up somewhat. It still needs some more time in there, I think. That piece is okay. It's not perfect by any means. That did loosen the gasket up on there. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty clean. It wasn't very dirty to start with, so I think we're going to put our float bolts in there. Let's set our timer, 20 minutes, contact. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, it's probably going to need a couple more runs through it. But it didn't take the coating off of it. See, it's still got some black around here. It's still a little discolored. Let's see if I can get this thing put in here. I don't know if that lid is like, I think it'll be fine right there. All right. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. See if our soup's done. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to run it a few times here. I mean, I'm making progress, but we'll go another 20 minutes here. The little ultrasonic cleaner is getting a workout today. Be back in 20. See you, little guy. All right, guys, I got this one out. Yeah, it still needs to be run through a few times, I'm sure. We're gonna drain it. I'm gonna clean it out, and tomorrow morning I'll come out here and mix up some a new solution. So I think tomorrow, when I mix up the new solution, I'm gonna just probably do about a 50-50 mix with the simple grain and water. I just don't think it's strong enough. It's not horribly dirty. I mean, there is. Here, let me show you. So there is stuff in the bottom of it. Yeah, I'll get this wiped out, and then we will be back tomorrow and finish cleaning this thing up. It's getting late today, so. Well, good morning, guys. We're back. I've already been out here and I put some hot water in this washer, and we're going to do another round of, maybe a few more rounds of cooking the carburetor, I call it. I picked up something yesterday. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it'll go on my truck or not. My cousin wants it, so yeah. Well, this is the original box that came in, and I think it's just a GM Performance bow tie manifold, which is kind of cool. I was thinking about maybe possibly putting it on my truck. That somebody, looks like somebody gasket matched it or port matched it. So they did a little bit of grinding on it here. I don't know if that's, yeah, who knows what people do. Oh, and I picked up this set of valve covers too. The old school Edelbrock, well, semi-old school. I think those were like from I had a set of those back in the 90s, I believe, early 2000s. But got a good deal on this stuff, so really couldn't pass it up. Anyway, let's get back to the carburetor here. I got a fresh solution in here. It's nice and green. And I actually dumped hot water in it just to get the heating process up faster. Well, that's getting better. I think I probably need to run it. Whoa. Yeah, it's starting to take the finish off of it though. And here, yeah, that's getting better also. So, all right, guys, I got everything about as clean as I'm going to get it. It's not perfect, but it is clean. And there's some staining, and the main body is, you know, it's clean. I blew everything out. It is still a little dark in there, but it is, like I said, it is clean. I ran this stuff multiple times through the cleaner, the ultrasonic cleaner, and it's got to where it was starting to take the coating off of it. You can see right here, and you can see right there on the side. I really didn't want to do that. It's not going to affect the performance of the carburetor, having it not looking brand new. So would I have liked to have gotten it looking brand new? Absolutely. But if I want a brand new carburetor, I guess I'll buy a brand new carburetor. Right now, as it is, I have, with the cleaner, the kit that I'm getting, the kit hasn't gotten here yet today. It'll be here, it's supposed to be here this afternoon. You know, I have way less than $100 into this carburetor right now. That's a win in my book. Well, I bought a gallon of the Simple Green, and I think that was about 20 bucks, something like that, for that gallon, but I didn't use near the gallon, so I'll use it for other stuff. So the kit was around $40, $10 for the carburetor. When it's all said and done, I'll probably be in this carburetor $60 to $75, so that's not bad. We will come back when the kit gets here, and we'll start putting this thing back together. So stick around. All right, guys, I got my kit in today. It's actually I got it in it came in late yesterday afternoon. Well, it's actually in the evening, like 7:30 at night, or to me it's at night, but because I'm old and I go to bed early. I wasn't happy with the way this Simple Green is cleaning. I'm just not happy with it. It's still, to me, I think it can be better. It looks like shit, to be quite honest. And so me, who I am, I jumped on YouTube and started watching videos. I ran across a guy, and he said he uses gas, but he doesn't put gas, just gasoline, pump gas. He doesn't put it in the machine. He said because it's just, you know, he just doesn't. He said that he'll put his parts in a container, like I got right here, put clear water in the machine, put it in there with the gas. I'm not going to turn the heat on this thing because, well, it's gas, and I know there's not going to be any sparks, but I'm going to try it cold first. So what he said he does, he just puts the parts in something with a lid on it, like this, and then he'll just set it right down in the. All right, so this thing shut off. It's 15 minutes. Let's pull this out of here and see. I know this thing leaked. Well, that was a bust. I was watching a video where the guy used muriatic acid. The carburetor actually looked pretty good. I don't know, maybe I might go that route if I have to. But I don't like this. I don't like the looks of this at all. All right, guys. Well, I ended up using the Super Clean, the purple stuff in here with about 25% Super Clean and 75% water. And I can't crank the temperature up pretty high on it. So, and it actually didn't do too bad. You know, it's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. I've got everything all blown out. Unfortunately, it did turn the base plate, the bottom of the base plate, black, but you know, I guess it is what it is there. My float bowls are okay. They're acceptable. And I was actually thinking if this didn't work, I would paint this carburetor, but I think I'm going to just go with it the way it is. Got my kit here. So all my parts are laid out here, so let's get started putting this thing back together. Like I said, I've already blown everything out and I've shot carb cleaner through all the orifices. So it's about as clean as it's going to get. All right, let's open up our kit. See what we got in here. We've got the seats. I've got all the little gaskets here. Some check balls and so on. Float bowl gaskets, the new diaphragm for the accelerator pump. All right, so I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put our squirter back in it here. Let's see if I have gaskets for that. Okay, my squirter here, I got a torch cleaning tips here. I think I'll just run those, make sure that's cleared out. Maybe if I can go maybe just a little bit bigger. I'm not sure what size I need, but I'll go the biggest I can without hurting the thing. That's probably it right there. Okay. So this little screw right here, it's got a tape, like a little cone washer on it, and I'm not sure if, I don't see one in here. I'm guessing, I got these two little flat metal washers here. I'm guessing when I put that in, if I use these guys right here, that when I tighten this down, it'll form itself. That's what we're going to go with anyway. And I need to put my needle in. Drop that right down in there. And this might be a little tricky to get in here. All right, I got the squirter in there. That proved to be a little bit of a juggling act because first off, I thought, well, I'll put the screwdriver on it, or I'll put it on the screwdriver and go up up like that. Well, when I turned it over, of course, the needle falls out, falls on the floor, goes under the table. Took me a while to find that, but I just laid it on its side here and worked it in there with it on the screwdriver, the magnetic tip on the screwdriver, and got it in there anyway. Let's put the base plate on it, and then we'll stick some bolts in it so it'll set up off the table here. So I kept my old gaskets just so I could match them up. I think that's it right there. Yeah. Right there. All right, there's our base plate on it. And I've got these little bolts here that whoops, oh, you guys okay? That I had on it just to hold it up off the table. Since I don't have a proper carburetor stand. All right, let's turn this around. We'll put the rear bowl on it. Let's see, that would be this one right here. And we've got the plate for it. And let's find, there's a gasket that goes. Now there's some really tiny holes in here that need to make sure those are clear. They're right there. So our gasket on it here. We'll put the plate on it. There's a gasket that goes on here. I believe it goes just like that. It fits in the little pins right here. Let's find our little clutch head screws that I don't have a screwdriver for. Hold on a minute, this doesn't look right. Something's not right here. I think I got this. Do I have this one on backwards? No, I guess not. I saw these little guys sticking out right here, and I thought that doesn't look right, but it's the same on both sides, so yeah, it's the same. So we'll put this right here. Then we line our pins up here. Well, back it up. I forgot something. All right, now we're good. All right. Okay, get our needle valve put in. We'll start screwing that down. We'll take our little nut that's got the two flat sides on it there that goes over it. And we'll go ahead and just run it down. And we can check our choke. As we're taking it down, that's dropping our choke. And we'll have to adjust the choke later, but, or I keep saying choke, float, not choke, duh. But, so that's about, I'm going to guess that's probably maybe a little bit low on the choke, on the float level, but we'll fine tune it later. Put our gasket, drop this down over it right there. Then we got a gasket on the little screw. There we go. That's on there. All right, there's that end. So we'll turn it around here. We'll start on this side. All right, we need our metering plate. What we'll do is we'll put our power valve in. Where's our new power valve at? There it is. We'll find the gasket for it. I think it must be this guy right here possibly. Yep, that's it right there. This is a 6.5. And then we got our jets. These are I thought I was looking at them the other day and it said, yeah, they're 72s. Okay, so we need to put our idle screws in there, idle mixture. So we got the little cork gaskets that go in there. Okay, so what I did is I actually screwed that little cork gasket onto there so the threads are sticking out. And that way I can get in here, run it in here. There, now it's started, I think. Yeah. So we'll run that all the way down. To where it just touches, and then we will back it out an inch or a turn and a half. There's a half, there's 1 and a half. That's where they say you want to start them at. So we'll do the same with this guy right here. That's our starting point with it. Now remember, I broke the dowel pins on this, so I'm going to have to use the bolts to get it started. And we have a baffle that goes on here. I'm not sure how it goes. Not sure if it goes like that or if it goes like that. I'm thinking it goes like that. But so we got our gasket that goes on here. Then there's our baffle. So we'll take our float bowl. All right. There's that. Let's flip it over. We'll put our accelerator pump on. Okay, we'll do our accelerator pump. Got our spring, the gasket or the diaphragm. Okay. Okay. That's that. All right, guys, there you have it. The carburetor's done. It wasn't too bad. The biggest part about it was trying to get it cleaned up for my satisfaction. I mean, it was clean, but it just had that grunge on it that I was not happy with. Probably the biggest thing about this video was different methods of using the ultrasonic cleaner to clean. You know, I tried, what, 4 different methods before I found something that was acceptable to me. And I probably would have just jumped into the super clean to start with, but I was a little concerned about it being too... Well, you saw what it did to the base plate. It just turned it black. And that's not really what I wanted. But it did cut the crud on the caked on crud that was on the carburetor. It didn't retain the gold iridite or whatever the hell they call it finish on it, which is kind of what I wanted. But I'm kind of starting to have other thoughts now. I want to put it on the truck, see how it runs. If I can get it tuned and running good on the truck, I'll probably take it back apart, mask it all off, and just paint it with some like polyurethane paint, something that's really durable, like an automotive paint. I have a little detail gun in there, and see if I can do something, make it look cool, you know, because looks are a huge thing, you know, for me. I want it to work right, and I want it to look good. That's just me, you know. And this truck is kind of my baby, so, you know. And I don't take it to shows, but I go to, like, there's a club locally that, you know, and I'll go to some of their cruises once in a while. I don't go very often because they're located quite a ways away from me, and I'm hoping that'll change because I don't like taking the truck out on the freeway with the way it is. It's just, you know, it just screams too loud with the rear end gears. And, you know, it doesn't seem like, you know, it's got 373s in the back of it and that turbo 400. And it just, to me, you know, and I think I get about 8 miles to the gallon with it, you know. And so that's where the overdrive transmission is going to come in. And that was my thinking on this carburetor here, being the vacuum secondary carburetor. Maybe I might get a little better mileage. I know it's still a 750, and I'm probably not going to get very good mileage, but I'm hoping that with the lower engine RPMs, it might be better. Because that double pumper, it only stands to reason when you get that throttle up so high that those secondaries are going to open, and regardless, it's mechanical, you know, whether you need them or not, you know. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think shit in my head, you know. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure shit out, you know. And but anyway, I'm getting ready to. I'm going to probably start on it this weekend. This is Friday, the last day of the month, whatever it is, February. But I'm probably going to start on it this weekend, or within the next day or so. I'm going to get the truck up in the air and start pulling that transmission out of it. And when I do, I've got an oil leak I gotta address, and I might do something with the exhaust, redo the exhaust on it, try to quieten it down a little bit. So anyway, I probably won't do much filming on the transmission because it's a transmission. Possibly when I get the new transmission put in, maybe we can figure out together how to set up the TV cable without me burning the $3,000 transmission up that I got sitting over there. So anyway, so you guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Come back. We'll have more projects going on. Comment, what should I do with this carburetor? Let me know if you think this carburetor will be a better fit on this truck, because I don't know. All I can do is try it. We got more stuff coming up. By all means, like, subscribe, comment. Till next time. See ya.